Kyle, you.
Alright, so when I was younger, when I was about 8, I started begging my dad for a rabbit, and when I was little, bigger was better, so I kept asking for a big rabbit. Finally, we went down to MSU Pavilion in Lansing, and they have a Cowboy Christmas with horses, and then they have the rabbit breeding, like, auction kind of. So after the auction, we went around and my dad went looking for a rabbit. He comes back with this rabbit that it's about this big to start off with, and it started off at 16 pounds, but when I finally started showing it at the age of 10, it was 20 pounds.
Oh my God.
So, we got rid of that rabbit just recently this year, so I had to borrow this one. It would have been more fun to have that one in here, but it's dead now. Not very good owners to sell it to, because they made Stu up it.
Oh.
I don't want to know.
So-
What?
Yeah. So, what I'm going to show you guys today is how to, in 4-H, you're supposed to examine a rabbit. That's how you show him. So, I'll just go through the basic steps of showing a rabbit. And so, first, there's a way to hold it where you have to hold it with its head tucked down.
Football.
Huh?
You a football?
Yes, exactly. You grab its ears.
Oh.
The ears are very strong. Also tiny. This is why it doesn't work very well for too big of people. So you
Okay.
basically take it and tuck it
Look at him. Look at
tuck it
him.
into your arm so they can't really see anything, so they don't get afraid of the crowd. And come up and they tell you to place it. So you have to place it, you have to make it sit there still. That's why it looks petrified, because it's kind of just sitting there.
Oh,
Tuck its
guy.
legs in, make sure its ears are straight with its back, and then pull its tail out. And then the hardest part is remembering the steps of how to actually examine it. So what they have you do is you have to turn sideways. You have to make sure it's not blind, you have to come close to its eye. It has to blink before you actually touch it, which it's doing, so it's not blinding. It's fine. So then after that, you have to go along, and we've actually had to use this just to examine its health. You have to go along its spine and make sure it's not broken. All the way down to the back, it should be like a human spine. Then, part that people don't get, how they don't hurt them, is what you have to do is you have to grab between its ears, and you have to take and use its ears to flip it. So from then, it kind of stinks because we're so far out, but you have to check its nose to make sure nothing's clogged in there. Check its mouth, check each toe.
They're so good.
Yeah, I think it somewhat puts them to sleep while you do
I was,
this.
they told me it's a hypnotic state or whatever it is. I'm like, rub the belly, rub the belly.
So you have to check the legs, then you have to stretch it out.
Ooh, the belly.
And then
You notice the nose isn't wiggling right now.
you have to check, very scared actually. You have to check its stomach, and then you have to check its back feet, same as front. Then you have to check its tail, make sure it's not broken. Should be a nice thick bone through its tail. And then you have to check if it's a boy or a girl.
Well, what is it?
It's a boy.
Boy, congratulations.
Then you have to turn it straight, and you want to practice this a lot before fair, or else you can tell if it doesn't practice very much because the rabbit's running around the table trying to eat other rabbits.
Oh.
What?
They
They're
go and
cannibals?
start-
They eat each other?
They start biting on each other,
Have sexual relations.
and that in the middle of all your
Well, that I understand, but not eating each other.
They bite onto the fur while they
God, yeah. Well, it's competition. Scar up the competition, you win.
So
It's like beauty pageants.
then they usually ask you 3 questions. It depends on what questions that change them up all the time.
What if some of you have been asked?
I've been asked where their heritage is from, what kind of rabbit is. Like, this one's Polish.
Sorry. Did you ever just go, well, his dad was Peter? That would be hilarious.
That doesn't be very good with judges.
Gotcha, it figures, I wouldn't do well.
If I was a
Then-
judge, I'd let you
A
know.
very common one is you have to ask what kind of like fur they have. So you kind of just go like this real quick, and this one, Polish, it's chocolate colored fur.
Polish fur. Is that what you said? It's Polish?
Chocolate,
Oh.
chocolate colored.
Gotcha, okay.
And
Did you just say Polish though?
That's the breed.
that's the breed.
Okay.
So that's, and then they have you pick it up, put it back, and take it to the pen.
It's a good bunny. Anything else?
Nope.
Cool, dude.
That's it.
Cool.